Welcome back everybody to Wendy's channel, Relish the Ryker Down Under. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going for a ride because the weather has finally smiled upon us. If you've been watching the previous videos, we've been up to Port Douglas and Daintree, up and down the Kuranda Range, into Kuranda itself, etc. Now when we got back from that trip, the heavens opened and we've had rain ever since, and even up till last night it was raining. It's not constant rain, it just comes and goes, but it's enough to be a nuisance and certainly enough to stop your riding, that's for sure. So today Wendy said, oh, let's go out to Irvinebank. It's spelt Irvine Bank, but apparently pronounced Irvinebank, because the weather is playing the game for a change. Very windy. It's been windy even right through all the rain periods. Now, as I say, this may not make it to you guys because I'm experimenting with I'm experimenting with sound, or vision in this case too, because I've got the camera on the handlebars and it's sort of pointing off to the left, so I don't know how good that's going to be. Could be total rubbish and I'll throw it all in the bin. Most of our stuff's total rubbish and ends up in the bin, because we're professional. Not. Anyway, there's also a confession I have to make. When we got back from Port Douglas, I think we got back on the Friday. On the Saturday, the little steam train in Herberton that runs from the Herberton rail station to the, the historic village. It's only a short run, probably takes about 5 minutes. It stops, lets people off, they can enter the village, or you stay on the train and it just comes back into the station in reverse. So it's a little steam train, tiny little thing, super cute. I thought, well, look, I better film that while I've got a chance before the rain comes back. So I put the drone up and I'm sitting there waiting for it to come past, and then I tried to follow it with the drone and got it all wrong. Hit a tree, the drone crashed, broke a leg. Ordered a new one, but it won't be repaired before we head back home. So sadly, Daisy the drone is in hospital, and she won't be flying before, or at least 2 or 3 weeks now before we get back. So I really did want to film some more stuff from the air, so I feel real bad about attached to your little gizmos. I really did not like seeing her hit the ground. Anyway. Welcome back everybody. We are now putting a voiceover over the video to Irvinebank because the recording gear completely shat itself, did a poopy in its trousers. So we have myself and
Wendy.
we wanted to put this footage up because it's sort of like Irvinbank's nice. It's a nice ride. It's only 30 odd k's from Herberton, and look at these trees for a start.
But of course there is dirt road.
It's about half. About 16 odd k's of dirt and about 16 k's of bitumen. The Herberton end is bitumen and the Irvinbank end is dirt. And you go through a little town called Watsonville, you'll see that in a minute. Dirty Great Hall there, really old one. And we just sort of cruised around in Irvinbank. Now, Irvinbank is a mining town, or was, but there's a population of approximately 113 people, as according to Wikipedia. It's high up. It's got a 750 metre elevation. There's this hall again. It's huge. It's bigger than my ego.
Nothing's that big.
Well, something, but let's not go there.
Now,
Yes.
well, I'm going to say
Oh,
that, folks, we're home now.
that's right.
We're actually home. So we'll tell you that now. I think I also did record a little bit of information when we first left Herberton to head home.
Oh, 27.
But
27 k's to Herberton, folks. I apologise, I got that wrong.
there's the pub. That's the pub there. We thought we might as well just sort of tell you now, yes, we're not stupid. There's a genuine problem. Tom found the problem. He went to JB Hi-Fi in Cairns. They're not going to do anything about it there because we don't live there.
They want us to take it to the local store so they can send the camera back for repairs.
Yeah, so that's all fair enough. So we've bodged where we can. Well, Tom has. I can't do anything. For the trip home. So it's going to be, you will see some videos of the trip home. We'll put those up when Tom has time. Lots of editing to do, but you'll also see where we've run into problems. So there's a genuine problem with the camera and everything else. Let's hope JB Hi-Fi won't replace. They will repair, we hope.
Otherwise there'll be no videos in the future. Plenty of video, but no sound. The problem is the sound.
Yeah, so they have to repair. They'll probably say it's our fault.
This is going up to the school at Watsonville, and Wendy saw something on Facebook
Not at Watsonville, at Irvinbank.
Oh, Irvinbank. And what was it? How many pupils?
No, I didn't see it. Someone told me about it, but it's like very, very, very minimum number of pupils. But we didn't really get to see that there. But look how green and lovely it is. It's a really nice little place.
And it's a lovely ride out. It's a half dirt, half bitumen, but a nice dirt road. But there's lots of creek crossings, and when it rains too much, you can't get out of the place. All the creek crossings are flooded.
So you need to have good supplies when the rains come in.
Many cans of baked beans.
Many cans.
Frozen bread. So these nice trees again on the left, it's really nice. You know, the camera doesn't do it justice. When you're right in there, it's like riding under a tunnel of trees. Beautiful. This little place on the left had old vintage vehicles in the back. It looks like a museum, but it's not. It's just old stuff everywhere.
But they do have someone that does have a museum out there.
Yes, up on the hill there. So we're heading out now, back toward Herberton, and there is 2 streams that meet here, and I'm not going to go into the Ghostbusters, don't cross the streams, because no one knows about that. But there's 2 streams that cross and meet. So we're going to head back and just have a little look along the road and back to Watsonville, And I've got to look up the name of the river we're going to go look at there. I forgot to. All right, you take over.
Right, well folks, as we've said, we're actually home now, but don't let that stop you watching the videos of us coming home, because there's some nice stuff in there.
Not a lot.
Well,
We got a little bit. I mean, we can't film the whole trip home.
no,
You know, it's
not especially when we've got the problems that we've got.
We have done on this trip. I left my odometer going the whole time. 6,020 kilometres.
Which is pretty good for a little 600, because really it's a 900 job, that one.
Yep.
But that's good. The little, like, she didn't skip a beat.
That rattle, there's lots of YouTubes to show how to fix that rattle, and I patched it up on the way home to stop, and it did stop the rattle, but I'm going to do a permanent.
I don't think we talked about the rattle.
Yeah, I showed the rattle on the way home.
On the way home, so they haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it yet. If you want to see that, come back for more.
Yeah.
Now, the river is... What is the river? Keep going, I'll be with you in a minute.
I can't remember the river. I just know that there was lots of dirt. Lots of dirt. Now...
Okay, we pulled over here to check the map to see where this road goes to the left, but we didn't continue along it. We had a little look along, but we didn't go. Now we're heading back toward Herberton, toward Watsonville, and we turn off at Watsonville and head down to a little river crossing. We wanted to explore what's down there. All dirt road again, and here's this water. Now, it looks milky, or it's got an aqua colour. Wouldn't you agree?
Look, not looking at it there, but when you see it for real, it does have it's got a nice colour.
Now, we have a theory to that colouring, and that colouring is everywhere. All the streams in Herberton, in Watsonville, in Irvanbank, they're all milky. And we think, and people I've spoken to, you know, just over bits and pieces, we think it's from the tin mining, minerals leaching from all the tin mining. Everywhere else that there's no tin mining, water's crystal clear.
I don't know when they stopped the tin mining.
Long time ago.
Yeah, so but it still happens.
So we headed out this road from Watsonville to look at this river. They were doing a bit of road works. Now, what do you want me to talk about?
I want Tom to tell you the story very, very quickly about, and it's documented, so we're not making this up. It's a documented story, and it's in a history book, and it's about when they were tin mining.
So there are a lot of old villages around here that have shut down. They're just completely dried up because back in the tin mining days, there were little mines everywhere. And one of them, and I forget the name of it, I did read it in the book. This is all out of a book, a history book about the tin mining. There was a Chinese baker who lived in that village, and little villagers from all around would come and get his bread. This is the river we came to visit, by the way. All the villagers around, little towns, would come and get his bread. They loved it. He did a good job. Now, one night, there's a rail line that linked all these villages, all these towns, that took the ore away to Herberton for processing, and there were a couple of other mills that did the processing in the area, but this rail line went to this town. But one night there was a hell of a storm, and somehow they worked out they couldn't get the train there or whatever. So two guys left the town and went to meet the train. There were supplies on there, that, you know, mail and whatever. So they met the train, came back, and well after midnight by the time they got back, and they saw the baker's light on. So they went past his hut and they looked in, and he was peeing into the bowl of dough. Yeah.
There's your bread, folks.
So they were shocked the baker saw them and he said, well, how do you think I make the bread? I mean, that's why it's so nice. It's my secret recipe.
It's probably his yeast.
Well, he peed into the dough.
Yeah.
Anyway, they said, mate, you're dead.
They drove him out of town.
No, he left. By the time the two guys told everyone in the town about it, he was gone. He skittled that night. Anyway.
So no more good bread. Oh, look.
Here's this windmill.
See this windmill? It's in the middle of the road, right? You can't miss it, can you? And that's the middle of the road through to... Irvinbank. So when we came through and we got into Irvinbank, I said to Tom, I wonder why the windmill wasn't turning, because others were. And he said, what windmill? Folks, it was in the middle of the road. I had to point it out on the way back so he would see it.
All right, guys, that's the end. Let's catch up on further ones down the track.
Bye.